man behind the hands, Mo City Menis, and you know, we bringing the heat to the ring from the street. And today we got a spectacular guest with us today. Somebody on their way up fast. And if you don't know him, you gonna know. But Tarae, Rae Diesel, Stevenson. What's up, baby?
Good. How you doing?
That's how you do it?
Yes, sir.
All right, just making sure, you know, you gotta make sure you say it right. You know what I'm saying? Man, I know you from Jersey.
Right.
So what part of Jersey you from, bro?
I'm from North.
How was it?
I moved, like, in my childhood, like, I went to school all around Jersey, like.
Oh, you moved around?
Yeah.
So they know you throughout?
Yeah.
Okay.
North Jersey, the Middlesex County, down to South Jersey, I kind of been everywhere.
I heard somewhere you grew up with a lot of siblings.
Yeah, I got 13 siblings.
Where you at in the numbers?
On my mother's side, she got 7, and I'm the second oldest. But on my father's side, he got 7, and I'm the second youngest.
Got you. Somebody started before the other, but I got you. How was it growing up? You say you moved around a lot, man. What kind of kid were you growing up?
I feel like a little bit. I guess I was trouble. Like, I was hard-headed.
Yeah.
I was always that kind of kid that wanted to do what he wanted to do.
For sure.
I ain't really care what the consequences was. I just deal with it on the time, but I'm gonna do what I want to do. Like,
man, you grew up an athlete, man. I heard you used to play football.
Yeah, I used to play safety, and I played a little bit of running back.
All right, so you was a hitter.
Nah, for sure. That was my favorite thing to do. Like,
how long you played football?
I only played for 5 years.
That's
like,
a lot.
Organized. I started late. That's what a lot of people ain't realize. My first year of organized football, when I was living in North, my mother ain't want to take me to play in North. And then I was going to school in Jersey City. I ain't really live out there. When my mother moved out there with my little brother's father and them, I wasn't really feeling it. So I stayed in North at my grandmother's house. And I just had to go out there for school every day.
Yeah.
And then my mother ended up leaving him, and she moved to Rahway. And I went to middle school out there. And then she ended up moving to Edison. That's when I finally moved out of North. I moved to Edison when she got an apartment in Edison. That was my 8th grade year. And that was like the suburbs to now, where it was a football field around the corner. So at first, my mother's excuse was always, we in the hood. I got work at night. I'm not leaving you by yourself. So now we in the suburbs. I'm like, look,
it's
ain't
safe
no
out here.
Now. Like,
I can play.
She's like, oh, I gotta go to work. You ain't gotta take me to practice. I'll walk. So
yeah.
I remember when I walked around the corner to sign up, they already had started playing already. So the coach looked at me, he's like, yeah, registration closed. I'm like, damn, the first year I could finally play.
And I can't play.
And he not trying to let me play, so I'm like, man, I ain't going home. So a couple the kids I was hanging with that lived near me, they was a couple years older than me. So they didn't want to even let me know where the football field and stuff was at. But I already been playing like all summer with them. So they knew I was nice. So I'm like, man, I ain't leaving. I'm gonna wait till they done. When they get done practicing,
for sure.
I'm gonna play with them. I know people gonna play.
I'm gonna get out here some kind of way,
So we had to play throw around or whatever, and the coaches sat there and watched us. And then after we got done playing, one of the coaches came up to me like, hey man, a couple of the kids ain't show up. I think we got a spot
we got a spot for you.
I'm like, well, all right, cool. So now I come in the next day, and now it's like, I really don't know the kids on the team. Ain't lived by me, so I really don't know these kids. So now I come to practice the next day, they all looking at me, so I'm already in my head like, damn, I ain't from out here. Like, this is my first year playing, but I ain't trying to be on the bench. Like, so first day out there, I remember it was opening kick. They put me on kickoff. That was the first thing we was doing that day. And dude that caught it, he was one of the coach's son. He played fullback and middle linebacker.
Yeah.
So they ain't tell me if we playing contact or no contact. They handed me a helmet. So I come down, kick off full speed. He running full speed, and I smack him. So I remember hearing the coaches when I got up. One of the coaches like, "We're not supposed to be hitting." And the other coach, I heard him whisper, "Well, shit, at least we know he can hit."
yeah. So you playing ball that early? Was that the first crack at organized sports?
Yeah. I played basketball first from in 5th grade at my elementary school.
Okay. So you always been around just athletics in general?
Yeah, for sure. Like,
okay.
One of my older brothers, I remember watching him when I was a kid. He always played football, so I remember going to his high school games and stuff, and he played running back.
Okay.
But it was like, even him playing running back, I used to like watching him play, but they won states and everything, I want to say in 2009. I remember going to the game. Every game, I walked them out and everything. They coached up me on the field, and they had one dude named Rashawn Brown. He was number 9. He ended up going to Notre Dame, but like that was who I look. He played safety. That's why he used to bring the wood. So that's kind of like I used to see him in person. That kind of like inspired me, right?
What's what got you? I guess walking into a boxing gym for the first time.
It's crazy, honestly, football. Because when I first got hurt, well, the second time I got hurt, my last year playing football in 2017, 2018, I ended up tending my scapula. So now I was just back home doing a bunch of bullshitting, and then Pop-Out came, and he like, yo, man, you should come to the gym with me one day, blah, blah. He like, yo, just come work out, blah, blah. So I ended up coming and I worked out with him, and I enjoyed it, but I was in it, and I'm like, damn, I'm working harder than everybody in here, like, so. I'm like, all right, this is something I could do. So now I'm itching to spar. He like, nah, man, you need to train first. You need to train. I'm like, man, how much training I need to do? Like, I'm like, I'm coming in first in all the runs. I'm like, no, all the drills he has doing, I'm always running through them. I'm looking at everybody else gas. So it's like, I know I'm in shape.
Yeah.
But then so one day he like, all right, you want to spar? He let me spar. So I sparred probably like 3-4 different people this day. But
so this the first day you sparred though?
Yeah.
Okay, how did it go?
I ain't gonna lie, I was getting touched, but it was on some, like the first kid I sparred, he was just touching me with a jab, and I was getting frustrated. It got to the point I was giving him the jab because I couldn't
you go get something else.
I'm like, man, I want this. If I land this right hand, that's all I need. Like, but it was like that kind of taught me, like, man, you really gotta learn what's going on in here. So it kind of like, at that point, that's when I realized, like, damn, I'm 21, about to be 22. Do I want to be a late fighter or do I want to be an early coach? And since coming from football, I feel like I started late and I had to play catch up in that. I'm like, at this point in my life, I feel like the best thing for me to do is to choose coaching rather than trying to be an athlete again, because I just went through what happens if being an athlete don't work out. Like my senior year of high school, 4th game of the season, I tear my ACL and MCL. Then I recover, I go back to a JUCO. Then I tear tendon and scapula the last game of the season, right before our bowl game. So it was like, I ain't really want to chase the route of being an athlete because it's a dangerous game to play. Yeah, everyone want to be an athlete, but it's like, what happens if this don't go? And I feel like I didn't want to waste no more time trying to
play catch up.
I didn't want to play catch up no more. I needed something that was going to set me up for longevity.
Well, you had to jump on it already.
Yeah, right. So I felt like the best thing for my future was to start trying to be a coach.
I hear somewhere, I'm sorry, let me go and be more transparent. So you are the cousin of Shakur Stevenson.
Yes, sir.
All right. I mean, you insinuated saying, Grandpa brought you to the gym, things of that nature. All right. I heard somewhere where you was hooping.
Right.
And they had too many people were up. Yeah. And you was like, hey, I'm gonna go work out.
Right.
And then Shakur goes with you to go work out. And he ain't know you was like that on the workout. And you ain't know there was a such thing as a strength and conditioning coach. That's true?
Yeah, like I ain't know, like when I was in high school, my sophomore year, we got a new coaches, and he was a strength and conditioning coach. And me and him just gelled to the point where when he started coaching at our school, he was also starting his own gym. So before he got to the gym part, he'd take me and a couple of the other players, and we'd go to the field, and he'd just work us out separately.
For sure.
And I was hitting him up on the off season, and he finally got his gym, so I was going to him all off season. All my years of playing football, like the last 4 years I played after that, I always went with him. So it kind of like working out with him, it gave me a lot of knowledge that at the time I didn't realize I was taking in. And then from going through the rehab, it took me I did rehab for 18 months with my knee.
Yeah.
So going to physical therapy with that, then with my shoulder, I did another 14 months. So it was I'm spending a bunch of time with these therapists and stuff, and I'm the type, I don't mind doing something, but I'm gonna ask questions.
Yeah. You're gonna gain something from this.
And how and why I'm doing it. How is this gonna help me? So it kind of I gained a bunch of knowledge, and I didn't realize how many other people needed the strength and conditioning. I thought it was just a football thing.
For sure.
Because when you're young, you're so closed-minded that you got your mind locked on what you wanted to have locked on. So once he told me he had a strength and conditioning coach, that's what kind of clicked. All athletes probably got it. And then he was like, a lot of the stuff you're doing is similar to what I already do. So it kind of let me know, oh.
There's a door there.
Yeah, I'm like, this is probably something I could do. It's a bunch of different type of athletes. So all I need to do is just get in the door. And coming up, like I wasn't the strongest or the fastest when I first started. I had to work to get to where I got to. So it's like I don't know, I feel like I kind of grasped on easily what's happening in the gym. Like it just came to me naturally.
So in a nutshell, Shakur, open your eyes up to a different possibility of where
For
you could
sure.
actually be within the sport.
For sure, it's crazy because at the time, like I was lost. I didn't know what I wanted to do at life. I was just left the hood.
Yeah.
Shakur asked me like 2, 3 different times, like, yo, you should come out here with me. You should come out with me. And I was kind of just playing it off. And then one day when he said it, I'm like, bet, I'm gonna come.
If some had to have pushed you to saying bet. Was you needing to leave?
Yeah, I felt like, I felt like them walls was closing in. Like I was
Yeah.
outside doing a bunch of bullshit, and it just felt like shit was starting to get closer and closer to home. So
Yeah.
I felt like, I don't know, it was one of them days where he caught me at a good time where I was having them conversations with myself, like, damn, I need to figure something else out. Like, this ain't the life that I need to be living if I'm still be here. So it was like, and one day me and him ended up talking, and he just caught me on a good day. It was like, you know what, let me just do it, see what happened. Like,
So from that point, when you chose to take what you're doing more serious, I'm gonna assume full time, right?
Yeah.
When you decided to jump into it, to I guess getting going, what was the buildup like becoming a strength and conditioning coach and developing in boxing? How difficult has that been?
It's crazy because originally when I started, I was really just gonna be a strength and conditioning coach, but then I felt like, and really, I'm gonna start with this. Boxing, it reminded me of being in the streets and stuff. And it was like, me being that I was trying to lead the streets and stuff, I was getting blinded by a lot of stuff because it was like, I'm looking at this like, oh, we about to be professional, it's about to be X, Y, and Z, and then you get in there and you realize like, yo, this is just the same shit. The only difference is you can't take it somewhere you can take it in the street. So it was like, now at that point I realized it was like, I really just wanted to be a strength and conditioning coach, but then I realized I'm like, yo, if I come in here and just be a strength and conditioning coach, they gonna leave me here. I'm not trying to be here. I want to always be able to progress. So, like, to be able to do that, I used to watch some of the older coaches look at me like, oh yeah, he just a strength and conditioning coach. Or he a football player. He don't know nothing about boxing. So that kind of fueled me to, all right, let me learn this boxing.
Okay, so how important is that, knowing that people look at you and that not people that I know, but people in the game may look at it, oh man, he ain't box, man. How do you what do you say to that? How do you combat that? You didn't do it, you know what I'm saying?
It's crazy because I had a situation like that as a football player where my senior year of high school, we got a new coach. He's an all D3 All-American tight end. And now they made him my position coach. I'm a safety. I done been playing safety for 3 years. You telling me you play tight end. I got, in my head, I'm going D1 at this time. So it's like.
What you gonna tell me?
Yeah, he come, oh, I'm a D3 All-American, da. I'm like, yo, you play tight end. You can't do nothing for me. Like, they ain't no, I'm a DB. It ain't nothing you really could teach me. But he was so hot on him being a player and da. And then one day, like, me and him was just butting heads. And then one day, he finally came to me, like, we got into it one day, and he came to me after practice, and he apologized. He like, yo, honestly, man, you right. Like, he's like, so moving forward, he was like, tomorrow, he goes, I want you to come out and run the individual drills or da. And he was just like, yo, you realize I ain't never played DB. You right, I'm a tight end. So he goes, you got 3 years of experience. He goes, this your senior year. I understand your frustration, bro. So from that point right there, let me know, because I used to always, in my head, like, bro, you never played this position, blah, blah. And I was never like somebody that won't hear you out. I'll listen to you, but he wasn't trying to hear me out. So that's where my frustration came at. It's like, bro, I've been doing the same type of drills for 3 years and they got me better. And you want to take it all out and we doing a bunch of stuff that ain't really for my position. Like, so that's where he kind of had to, I guess the coaches kind of had a conversation and they realized where I was coming from and he came and apologized. So now moving back to with them, I'm like, damn, y'all feel like I can't do X, Y, and Z. It kind of motivated me to learn it because it's like, yo, it was my fuel because I never wanted to be no dummy. So now I'm looking at it like, oh, y'all gonna try to limit me and keep me at this level because this is all I know. So it's like, let me add more knowledge. And now it's to the point where the same people that was kind of trying to clown me, I'm looking like I done surpassed y'all and y'all in the same place y'all was at when I started.
Yeah, you know, I mean, what really sparked me to saying it is that some of the OGs was speaking so highly of you, you know, in respect to OG Ron Sims, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Coach Ron.
That's my big homie.
He was
you know
one
what
of
I'm saying?
he was one of the OGs that I feel like I could always go to. He always gave me free game. It was never nothing really funny with him. I got Pop Pop.
Yeah.
I got Nitty. I got Bo Mac in him, Red, and even though Jamie Belt not with Team Bud
Yeah,
no more,
but
he
you still work with him, you know.
yeah, he's still a phone call away
Yeah.
if I ever need something. So it's like people like them having them in my corner, they get it, they keep the confidence in me that, yo, what you doing is good. Like, because if I'm doing something right, they let me know. If I'm doing something wrong, they let me know too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like that's the biggest thing to have where, everybody not a yes man. They not just telling you what you're doing right. You need people around that can tell you what you're doing wrong.
How you can improve that.
Right. If you're not fixing your mistakes, how you going to get better? So I feel like having all them people with all the different experience, all them got at least 20 years experience. So having them all there, I'm able to take in what they saying and put it in my own spin and get what I need out of it.
This is a caveat from the prior question, and this no pressure, but I know you a new father.
Right.
All right. How difficult is that with the trade-off of being an elite coach or a strength and conditioning coach, boxing coach in the sport, and still being a solid dad? You know what I'm saying? I'm a father myself. Got 2 boys. You know what I'm saying? And I know sometimes what I do sometimes take away from the time that I could be around them, or I have to kind of balance it, you know what I'm saying? But how is your experience at this point? Do you feel more pressure to become more successful at what you're doing, or
most
what?
Definitely, because like right now, like I live in Houston, my son and my shorty, they still live in Jersey, so it's like I feel like now it's pressure to where, like when I moved out with Shakur, so I really ain't had no pressure to get my own place yet. So it was like he kind of like, nah, bro, like you good right now. So like my mind wasn't on, oh, I gotta get my own spot, but now it's I done create my whole family, so it's now every day I'm thinking about it because I'm like, yo, I'm spending days away from my son. He growing up, even from him just being able to lay down to now he's sitting up on his own. It's like I feel like them little moments I'm missing. So every day I feel that pressure, like I can't fail. Like I feel like if I fail, I'm letting them down.
Yeah, yeah. So having that the newly addition to your family kind of sparks you to kind of.
Yeah, and I feel like I thrive off of pressure. Me personally, I like having my back against the wall. I like being counted out. I feel like that's what drives me. So a lot of people get like down on that, or it might put them down.
You accept it.
And me, I love when it comes because
I
I love when somebody being counted out. I love being the underdog. There's nothing better than at the end, everybody counting you out and you being able to smile at the end.
Man, I saw you like we was talking about the first time I'd ever met you, right before you left to go to Saudi, and you was in the corner with Rae. That was huge. What kind of experience was that, bro? I mean, that gotta mean something. I ain't never been there, bro.
And this was my second time going with Rae, but my third time going to Saudi. But that was my first time being in the corner as a coach by myself.
Yeah.
And me personally, I feel like I had as a coach, I feel like I did bad that night because even though I felt like we dominated the fight, I feel like we made it harder than it had to be, and I failed to like kind of command the corner. I feel like it wasn't necessarily that he wasn't listening. I just felt like I wasn't certain stuff I normally would see. I felt like I ain't see that night, and I don't know why. I feel like I froze up. Like certain stuff I normally see, I ain't see it during the fight to afterwards, and that's why I was disappointed in the performance. Even like during the fight, once I analyzed me, I'm like, damn. When I was talking to Rae probably thought he was losing during the fight the way I was talking.
So you went back and checked it out?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I done watched that fight probably 100 times now.
Yeah.
It's like I'm always looking for a way to get better, but I felt like if I would have it was a couple little different things. If I would have said it would have changed his mindset and I would have got the results I wanted. But I was so used to at first when I started, I wasn't the man speaking. So now I'm the third. Went from the third coach to the second coach to the first. I went from third to the first. It was never no. So it's kind of a big. I used to only get 10 seconds. So now, or I'm getting 30 seconds. Now I got the whole minute. So it's like, and now it's like, and I'm in the coach on the corner with his managers help me out in the corner. So they not really coaches, but everybody got an input. So it's like, I kind of was distracted, and it kind of just reminded me of like when I first started, with the amateurs, when I was going to the tournaments and stuff. I just need that experience. So I feel like kind of
I'm
I
gonna learn
haven't,
from this.
yeah, for sure. It was like I haven't been in that moment in a while because I've been playing all these different roles, trying to learn the mitts, making sure the strength work right. So I've been doing a lot of learning, and I feel like I just haven't been in that spotlight where I was the head coach. But I'm
Yeah.
glad I'm back in that role. I feel like it's like butterflies. I feel like I got them out the way now, and
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that happening again. I feel like I'm gonna be good. Like,
Yeah.
'cause I ain't like that feeling, and it was a couple of different things preparing for the fight. I feel like I could have done differently that I didn't do that. I know I'm gonna do, and I feel
Yeah.
like it's gonna help me out in that moment.
For sure. Let me ask you something that's real obvious, but I gotta get your words from it. What type of I don't want to say game, but yeah, let's just use game. What kind of game would you get from Shakur Stevenson on being a better Tarae in your respective role? What do you get from him being an elite world champion fighter? I mean, his fam, but you got to get something from that.
I feel like the best thing I get from that is his presence. It's like me just being around him. That's how I'm getting these opportunities to work with these fighters. I'm seeing the way he moved, how he carries himself, with the professionalism. So just his presence alone is valuable because from everything he do, I get to see from whether the cars he buy, jewelry, all of this stuff is like I'm there for everything. So just them experiences alone, like I feel like experiences is the best teacher. So me being
Yeah.
able to learn from his experiences, it means a lot. Like, cause it's helping me grow and mature. Half the stuff I'm seeing going across the world and stuff. Before I started coaching, I was already doing that with him. So it kind of like that's what kind of motivated me to coach. Cause I really like I don't know. It's just I feel like his presence by itself is more than anything he could really tell or do for me.
Huh. So you grabbing stuff that he don't even know that he.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
we go in a room, I'm networking with people. He be like, damn, bro, you could talk to people. Like
Yeah,
that's how
yeah.
it first used to be. He like,
Yeah.
everybody kind of like you when I bring you around. So I feel like
Yeah.
me being a likable person by the people, that's even make it easier for him to bring me in certain areas. Cause you know, you go places with certain people, they tell you, yo, don't bring
Yeah.
don't come to
Yeah,
Indeed,
yeah,
yo,
yeah.
come by yourself. So
Yeah.
it be like that. I was
He
never
take a risk when he bring
right.
people.
I was never a person I felt like that could jeopardize what he had going on whenever he brought me around.
That
So.
makes sense, man. In addition to you being Shakur's cousin, you also a family member of high rising up and coming fighter Zaquin Moses.
Right.
All right. I know you've been around because you family. How do you see his growth and his development and his trajectory and where he going? How you look at it?
Zaquin Moses, seeing his growth, it's been amazing because I feel like we moved to Houston around the same time, the same year. So when we got down here, I feel like that's when he started taking boxing serious. And at that time, that's when I kind of started taking boxing serious as well with the coaching. So it was like kind of perfect timing because he still had a lot of room to grow and I still had a lot of room to grow. So he needed to be in the gym just as much as I needed to be in
Y'all
in
need
the
one
gym.
another as well, you
And
know.
it was like, I originally just started off as a strength and conditioning coach, but at this time, you know, Shakur, he was down here. He still got fights. He still trained for his fights, so he'll help out when he can. But it's hard to be getting ready for a fight and still trying to prepare somebody else.
Yeah.
So it was really a lot on me. And then Pop-Up wasn't down here at the time, so it was like, and I didn't have that much boxing knowledge. It was like, yeah, I might have had a lot of strength and conditioning so I could get you in shape, but Zay still had a lot that he needed to learn himself, and then I wasn't really in position to really teach him that at the time. So it was like I take drills that I get from Pop-Up and stuff, but it's only so much that I could get you to where, because it ain't like he just got in boxing and he was new. So he was, at that time, he knew more than I knew already.
Yeah, yeah.
So at that point, it was like, I just know I could get you in shape and we're gonna figure it out. So that was my
Don't get hit.
That's how I got it when I started off boxing. Like, hey, we're gonna be in dog shape.
Yeah.
And that's what it's gonna be.
You
We'll
made the
it out.
strength and conditioning a priority until you caught up with your IQ that you needed to have.
I already knew, like, I don't got the IQ, so my advantage gonna be we gonna be in shape.
Yeah.
If we could get you tired, I know we're gonna be good for me. If we could get some, my big thing is ain't nobody gonna outwork us, and ain't nobody gonna come in and we gonna look like, oh, we ain't ready.
Where you see Zay going?
So now I feel like seeing from where Zay started to now, Zay had to go through the growing pains with me, having a young coach that really don't know what he want. Like a lot of them tournaments we going to, first one was cool, but now we go to the second, third one, we lose. So now I'm hearing the chatter, oh, it's because he don't really got a coach. Like, he down there training with Tarae. He's just so I'm hearing all this little chatter.
Man.
It's adding fuel to the fire. So now I feel bad because part of it, I'm like, damn, they really is right now.
And I'm letting my boy down.
Yeah, so it's like, damn, I feel like I'm letting him down, and it was just like, it made me want to, I gotta learn. So now, whenever Shakur, before, it was like, whenever Shakur was in the gym, I was in the gym no matter what, like sparring, training, I was just there just
Constantly
watching.
learning and soaking it up.
Yeah, so now I'm home, I'm watching boxing all day. Now I started working with all the kids in the gym because I wanted to get better at mitt work. I realized I ain't gonna get better just coming in here 2 hours with you. I need to be here. You in school, I'm gonna be in the gym already. I'll come get you by the time you got to school and we'll come back to the gym.
I know you already on this meteoric climb. What can you see in the foreseeable future, or where you going with what you're doing? Because I mean, you're already the head coach in a situation or so. I know you work with them amateurs. You know what I'm saying? You know, where do you see yourself taking this? I mean, you said you started off doing this early, so you wouldn't have to play catch up.
Right.
So you being still really young in the game, where do you see yourself going with it?
Honestly, right now, I feel like after the conversations and stuff I had with the older coaches, I feel like they think I'm ahead of the game, but from where I want to be, I still feel like I'm behind and I'm still playing catch up because I don't want to have to do this for 20, 25 years to finally start feeling like, oh, all right, I'm getting my flowers and then I'm getting the money I deserve. 20, 25 years, I want to look back and say I was doing this, but I want to be done with this in, 10, 15 years. Like, I don't want to be 20, I want to go out when I'm on top. I don't want the game to retire me to the point where
like, you know what, that's enough.
Nobody want to work with me no more because I just fell off. I want to go out when I'm on top. I feel like that's where a lot of people fail at. They fail to go out when they on top. Everybody always try to ride it till they can't ride it no more, and that's how you mess up your legacy. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, so, okay.
And now that me having a son, I spend 10, 12 hours in the gym some days. I want to be able to spend more time with him, so.
You just used the L word, bro. We got to expound on that, man. What does legacy mean to you, though? You know what I'm saying?
To me, legacy mean is like when people know you for your work. Like, yeah, you may be famous, but people don't know you because you're famous. People know you for the work you put in, and that's what I want to be remembered for, like the work I put in and being family oriented, and that's what's mean the most to me. Is like, oh, he wasn't no slouch, he wasn't lazy. Like, I never want to be able to play, people be able to play with my name like that. I want them to be, yo, he worked hard, he put the work in, and that's kind of like what I want to be remembered for, working hard and putting the work in.
What you got coming up? You know what I'm saying? Within, 2025 about to close out. You got anything shaking, anything happening?
We got Zaquin Moses, October 11th. I just started working with Chicken from Dallas.
Sharita Metcalf.
She fight October 18th. And then I got Fabian Rondo October 25th. So October, a busy month for the squad.
So you working right now. You in grind mode.
I started working with Fabian Rondo in 2020. And we kind of spent a little bit of time apart. Maybe like I was working with him for like 3 years. And we never really fell out or nothing. He lived an hour away. He lived in Freeport. And, sometimes people just.
He's fired.
Yeah.
He's fired. He's fired. Fabian Arredondo was fired.
Yeah, that's my boy. So now, we rekindled, we back together. So I'm excited to see what he do.
Yeah, we sat down and we talked to Fabian right here before, you know what I'm saying? He a fire dude, man. But
I watched him grow from a boy to a man, from not having a girl to now they live together. Yeah.
So we talked about that.
Right, that make me feel kind of old now. It was like, damn, I remember going to tournaments with y'all.
Well, you stay like you started off kind of young, but man, it's only a matter of time where you're gonna be the older statesman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Of the situation. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I think it's dope. I think the world watching. I couldn't wait to chop it up with you because you like something people see but don't really know enough about. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny you said that because I was just telling people, they be like, yeah, yo, you famous now. I'm like, yeah, I'm not at the good famous stage. They like, what you mean? I'm like, I'm at the stage when people like, yo, I know I seen you before, but I don't know your name.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying.
You be with the boxers, right?
You visible. You know what I'm saying? You visible. You know what I'm saying? Majority of people, they invisible. You know what I'm saying? But people starting to see you, man. I think the way you handling it like very mature, like, you know what I'm saying? Rather than be getting it from a cuz or grandfather or whoever, man, you still putting it together, bro. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of people ain't able to do that. But man,
that was my biggest thing was too when I started was I ain't want people to be able to look at me and say, oh, you just doing this because you're Shakur cousin. You just, so like originally when I first started, like I really didn't want to work with Shakur because I already knew in my head that was y'all was gonna knock me. So why would I give y'all that?
I gotta stop you. How important is it for you to create what you doing on your own merit as opposed to being just Shakur Stevenson's cousin?
It meant everything because I feel like if I would have, Shakur was already who he was when I got in the game. So if I would have just sat back and rolled Shakur, that would have always been a thing where, oh, you were Shakur, you were Shakur. But the fact that I jumped in the water and I drove in the deep end, jumping in with Ray Saab, Jared Anderson, like I'm on.
Yeah.
It's funny because Sharita just asked me the other day, like, how many local shows you should? I said, honestly, I ain't never even have a local car. Like, I jumped in the deep end.
Yeah, I'm on
I don't
that
plan
car.
on going back now. It's like all I knew was top ranking match from since I started.
Yeah.
So it was like, I feel like I jumped in on the deep end. I showed I could swim. So why would I go back?
Yeah, you jumped in as a shark, basically,
Right.
bro. You know, so you didn't jump in as no little goldfish or nothing like that.
Baby fat, none of that.
Yeah.
I remember at first, like when I had a conversation with Shakur when he was working with Anton Cobb, and I was already doing the shrimp work with Ray, but I was telling him, I even went to Jay, like with the gym, like, man, I'm trying to do more. But I was getting to the point where I'm like, I felt like they was trying to baby me, and it wasn't necessary because they didn't know what I was gonna do. I feel like it was more like, we care for you, and we don't want you to go out here and look stupid trying to jump in and do something you're not ready to do. But it was like, I'm ready to roll the dice.
Yeah.
Like, I know the work I'm putting in. I know my work ethic, so it was just kind of like I had to prove to them what I already knew. So it was like gradually over time, they kind of.
Hey, what you still doing the Rae Diesel clothing line, bro?
I'm actually getting ready to drop. We getting some beanies.
I need a beanie, bro.
Sweatsuits. I got
I
you.
wore a beanie today with nothing on it on purpose. Just so you'll know, I need to get a Rae Diesel beanie. It got the gas pump thing on there. Now that's fire them up,
Yeah,
man.
the crazy part is the new one, the way I'm kind of changed the brand. You know how Nike got Nike and then they got their check?
Yeah.
I'm just pushing the gas pump now.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody know what Rae Diesel is when you see that pump now.
Dog, everybody know what I am when they see that gas pump, dog. Nah, but man, Rae, man, we appreciate having you, bro. I'm going to watch as close as possible the whole journey. And, you know, when people start recognizing, be like, I know him, man. I'll be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to you, Rae. Appreciate you pulling up on us.
Make sure y'all tune in, man. Bringing the heat. It's your boy Tarae, Rae Diesel, Stevenson, and you tuned in to Bringing the Heat.